Hello and welcome to our Business 2200 Communications Campaign final project. So we're going to go over a little bit of what we chose to do for our project and why. Kind of give you guys a general idea of what we've done. So to start out, we're going to go over our overview of our project. For our project, we decided to choose the subject of businesses and how going green can be beneficial for them. We want to do this because of the suffering of our ecosystem that's been going on due to the toxins and waste that we put into it. Because of this, it's important that we do our part, not only as individuals, but also the company make those eco-friendly changes and implement them so that we can help save our planet. And a lot of companies have already started doing this. Some that we could mention are Walmart, Coca-Cola, Target, SC Johnson, Google, Starbucks, Toyota, and many others. According to a McKinsey study published in 2017, it states respondents also reported that their organizations have increased their formal governance of sustainability. 70% say that their companies have some form of governance in place, compared with 56% in 2014. What's more, an increasing share of respondents now report that their companies have a board level committee dedicated to sustainability issues. So by taking these steps, companies are being able to help save our environment and also helping themselves by doing so.
Purpose and objectives. Purpose of our business plan is to let companies know how changing their business models to include a more eco-friendly workplace can help cut costs, gain respect of buyers, and help protect our environment. It is our goal that by showing the companies that being more eco-friendly has all of these benefits, that they choose to start implementing these strategies into their businesses. This in turn will help the environment that we live in be a more healthy and happy environment. The companies implementing sustainability are generating record profits. For example, GE, Target, and Unilever are capitalizing on the market trend of post-consumer use materials. In 2014, over 50% of Unilever's market share growth came from its sustainable living brands. It pays to go green. It expands market share and sales. Learning objectives. Develop professional communication competencies, build collaborative team relationships to meet team goals, distinguish between credible and non-credible sources of information, and support claims with credible evidence.
Audience. Our main target is going to be the heads of companies, CEOs, and CFOs. We also want to target people who are in charge of creating budget plans and business models, such as managerial accountants. Just a few demographics. Just over half of Fortune 100 CEOs have a degree in business, economics, or accounting, while 27% studying engineering or science and 14% law. Spencer Stuart, the percentage of CFOs holding a CPA certification rose from 29% to 45%. In 2011 through 2012, the last year for which data is available, 191,571 people graduated from U.S. schools with advanced degrees in business, some 25.4% of all master's degree conferred. That compares with 178,062 master degrees in education, or 23.6% of all advanced degrees.
In regards to our psychographics, we were able to find that according to a survey in SPO magazine, readers, the majority of CFOs are male, being 82%, and 35 to 45 years old. CFO earns somewhere from 100,000 on top, including options and other forms of executive pay, depending on the organization type, geographic location, and revenue. And a typical CFO has been on the job for at least 5 years. 25% of those 64-year-old or older were retired and were forced out, compared to 8% of younger CEOs, according to the conference board. CEOs and CFOs are very well-rounded individuals and will have a very educational background. They are generally older individuals who have worked hard to get where they are in their careers. With the knowledge and wisdom that these individuals have, it is important to be knowledgeable on how we are presenting the information and make them see the ultimate benefits they will get from going eco-friendly. These individuals are also very busy and will not have lots of time dedicated to long meetings and videos, so it's important that we make our information concise and to the point, so that the CEOs can implement this into their handling of the strategic planning and implement them into their companies as well.
Some of our messaging goals, including what we want them to really think about. Thinking about going green is it doesn't just help the environment, but it also has benefits for their company. Going green has financial benefits and could give their company an edge. It will also appeal to their customers, and they'll be more likely to contribute to their company and give them more business. It's their social responsibility and economic responsibility. It will also give them tax benefits. There's definitely many tax benefits out there for going green. We want them to feel that going green gives them a leg up over their competitors, and it will give them a sense of purpose for their company. The rewards of the company making the changes of going green will outweigh all of those costs that come along with going green at first. We want them to donate to certain charities, but especially our nonprofit, the Cold Climate Housing Research Center. We want them to implement the changes into their company that will help the environment. And we want them to start going green as soon as possible to see the rewards. Our key messages are really that going green can not only benefit their company for the financial benefits, but it will also help the environment and appeal to their customers, and just help them become more sustainable in the future. It's important that for our campaign that the companies can see the differences and that they can make and see how this will benefit not just them, but everyone. Our channels of communication are there to help us really get our points across and help to really convince our businesses that it's great to go green. So in the next few slides, we'll really talk about our channels of communication and how we use these to convince our businesses that going green was best for them.
All right, our first channel of communications, I went ahead and did a little brochure, kind of going over the perks and benefits of going green, and then kind of going over our nonprofit that we chose, which was Cold Climate Housing Research Center. Okay, obviously, businesses need to earn profit. What better way than to cut costs, the wasteful costs, which occur every day. So just throwing a quick trends that are going on right now in the business world. Sustainability, 33% of companies since 2012 disclose their carbon emission footprints. And they go ahead and include that when they close their year accounting-wise. Within 10 years, wind power could provide 20% of America's power. Some economical trends. In 2016, 190 of Fortune 500 companies together saved close to $3.7 billion through their collective renewable energy efficiency initiatives. and a little bit on the geographical trends. In India alone, clean energy delivered more than $2 billion in foreign direct investment. It could yield up to 300,000 jobs over the next 5 years.
All right, now for my portion of our format that we were presenting is in, I made a Facebook page. Now the great thing about Facebook is that it's not only a place where you can gain more information on going green as a business, but by creating a page, we are also able to create a community where people can kind of find other like-minded people, connect with them, and see their failures and the benefits that they receive from implementing that into their businesses. So it's really cool. By checking out the Facebook page that's linked there, you can see articles that have been added and posted that talk about things like the top 17 companies that are going green in 2018. And there's some big names in there like McDonald's, Dell, Google, Bank of America, just lots of information on that, as well as another article that links to the benefits of going green for business owners, such as meeting buyers' expectations, strengthening customer loyalty, and also saving money by doing so, taking advantage of available tax benefits that the government offers. So really, it's just a great place where businesses can gain more information on going green and how great it is, as well as connecting with other people that are doing it.
For my portion, I decided to write an informative essay, as I thought it would be the most direct way to contact CEOs and CFOs. In my essay, I include companies that have made changes, the steps they took, and the benefits they received from going green. I also included information about the Cold Climate Housing Research Center, which is a nonprofit organization that reaches out to the Yupik tribe, which is an Alaskan tribe. I'll talk more about that later. And below is the link to the full essay. One company I decided to talk about was New Belgium. New Belgium is a Certified B Corporation, which means Certified B Corporation is a program that is recertified every 2 years. The program has the company look at the ways that they benefit the community, coworkers, and the environment. New Belgium campaigns for keeping water clean and improving access to water, as it is their main resource in creating their craft beers. They also work with Salmon Safe to help protect and ensure healthy watersheds for native salmon while still being able to produce good beer. I also chose to cover Patagonia. Patagonia has a program called Warnware, in which they'll take any old equipment and they'll repair it to be in the best shape it can be. And this cuts down their waste, the energy it would use to make the product, and cuts down their spending costs, which leads to a net positive. Another company I decided to talk about was Cisco Systems. Cisco Systems is one of the leading companies in the Going Green initiative. They've been looked at and idolized by most companies for their steps they've taken towards becoming green. The owner of Cisco Systems has said that there's a necessity of putting up the numbers of how sustainable a company is with the corporate numbers, because it is important to see that sustainability. And a quote from Cisco Systems: "We believe environmental sustainability is critical for economics and for all global citizens. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions, preserving biodiversity and natural resources, and designing our products to minimize waste. These important actions are factored into every aspect of our business." The goal is to improve our world after all the damage we've done, and we can learn from all the companies that I've talked about in how they've taken the initiative to make steps towards the future. Here's more information about the Yup'ik tribe, which has lived in Alaska for the last 2,000 years. And they live as a semi-nomadic people. They move from island to island, depending on where the fishing is, because that's their main source of income. There's a lot of controversy about the Yup'ik tribe deciding to adapt and move. But the Cold Climate Housing Research Center has stepped in to try and build houses that are more sustainable for the Yup'ik tribe. The Yup'ik tribe has lived in poverty for a very long time, and they will be the first people that will be wiped out by climate change. So it's important to keep in mind that climate change is affecting whole cultures.
All right, and one of our other media channels was to compose a GoFundMe page for our nonprofit. It kind of describes a little bit what Cold Climate Housing Research Center is about, what it's made of. It's basically a bunch of contractors from Alaska. Their main goal is to keep these people sustainable. And those means include insulation, special roofing for the cold climates, wall insulation, floor insulation. And we just kind of want to raise awareness and able to collect funds to help our Alaskan brothers and sisters out. So thought that would be a good idea, was to start a GoFundMe page.
So throughout the course of the project, we really learned a lot, not just about climate change and companies going green, but just how to work together really as a team. Big part of that is really communication. And but it's also like when you want to convince somebody to do something, you really need to think about your audience and who you're really. So for us, it was really important that businesses start to go green and make different changes about how they're really using their products, waste, and things like that, so that we can not only keep our environment clean and green now, but just for future generations as well. We hope you've really enjoyed our presentation, and the next few slides are just some of the sources that we've used, and we hope that you can go and take a look at our channels of communication, and hope you make a donation. Thanks so much for enduring this presentation, and we hope that you have learned some new things that you can take away for your company.